Right, another Enfield patch, another factory layout, another blueprint video where you have to put up with my keyboard clacking sounds for like 30 minutes straight because I've got a rhythm game keyboard. But let's get into it. So there's a little bit of context. 1.4 has a bunch of new recipes for the older stuff, which is way more efficient. It's done away with pretty much all the old components in favor of Pyrrolite components being the most efficient way to gear people up with artificing and all that. The agreed upon numbers for the so-called easy method is 24 per minute Heavy Xiranite and 12 per minute of the new Pyrrolite part. There's a 2-to-1 ratio which corresponds to the recipe that makes the components. So this particular build stemmed initially from, oh wow, it's 24 plus 12, let me do that all in the core area only. I managed to do that, and then I realized, oh, my leftovers after confirming how a bunch of the decimal stuff worked in-game versus theory made me realize that I could do a +2 per minute in one of the outposts and still have enough of the Cuprium and Xiranite. So without further ado, we're going to go over to the outpost first to just to set up the blueprint there. We're not going to connect everything, and the reason that I want to put down the blueprint first is the new resource Xiragen comes from the new zone, the exclusion zone. You need to actually do the Rift quest and it opens up more areas. If you look at this, there is 1 Xiragen, 2 free, 4, 5. So 5 Xiragen nodes, which is 100 per minute. Each of them is 20 per minute. I've already set up the pipes, so it goes this way to the left. It connects to this one. It gathers up this one, it sends it down here. It gathers up this one, and then sends it to a single conduit. So this conduit is 100 per minute Xiragen. And Xiragen is essentially the gas from Xiranite. So instead of adding more forges, what they did was add Xiragen as a way to expand the amount of resources available in the factory. Speaking of resources available, this is kind of like the standard maps, but now it makes the most sense for all 10 forges to be making Xiranite instead of having some of them convert into Heavy Xiranite, because there's a new building and a new method to do Heavy Xiranite. So using all the forges for Xiranite means you have 360 per minute. Because sorry, there's 12 forges, 12 times 30 is 360 per minute, without wasting some on the Heavy Xiranite production. So yes, all that being said, let us start. Like I said, I'm just going to put down the blueprint here first, but not really hook anything up except the Xiragen, and I'll explain why. Let's get into my blueprint menu, Cloud Seeder, which is the name of the outpost. I'm going to put it as far to the... It doesn't really matter. Not for this one, because it's just one single blueprint, so you can put it anywhere where it fits. So of all the connections here, the 2 important ones are these 2. This is the incoming Xiranite. You can see like the arrow, it's incoming. This will be the 100 per minute coming in. This contraption uses 16 per minute. I'll get into that soon. And then the remainder, 84 per minute, goes into here and gets sent over to HQ. I'll explain why, but while I'm explaining why, let me just actually start hooking stuff up as well, or at least running to the place to hook stuff up. I want 84 per minute inside the HQ, the Wuling City, the hub area, because the maths works out to needing 14 of the new transmuting buildings, and each of those transmuting buildings needs 6 per minute Xiragen as the fuel to actually work. Am I going the right way? I'm not even in the right place. And so 14 buildings times 6 per minute is exactly 84. And then, like I said, I found out there was kind of a coincidence. If this was intentional by the designers who worked on the maps for this patch, kudos to them, they did a very good job. Because 84 leftover means 16 used at the outpost. 16 is exactly 2 per minute Pyrrolite. No more, no less. It's exactly 1/3 of a full line 6 per minute Pyrrolite part. So divided by 3 is the 16. The full thing uses 48 per minute Xiragen. Anyway, this is the connection. This, like I said, this 100 per minute coming in. Let me just teleport straight to the outpost. It's so funny that the game has officialized the teleport trick. I'm pretty sure it was not intended when the game launched, but they have pretty much leaned into it. Which is good as well. Running conduits are so much faster in this patch. There's a lot of conduit runs. I'm not going to do all of them on this video, but I will mention which ones are needed. So this one is 100 per minute coming in. This is 84 per minute going out. We are going to connect it to, actually, let me go to the, it's here. Like I said, I'm not going to do the entire run. I'm just going to do the final mile. But suffice to say, this is a conduit that goes from Yinglung Outpost to the HQ for Xiragen. There is 2 more needed. One is Xiragen coming also from Yinglung, going to the HQ. There is Xiragen at the HQ, but it's not enough. So I prefer to send from here, this, from the single patch that has 6 Xiragen, whatchamacallits, 6 vents for 120 per minute. I'll cover all of them in detail. Don't worry about it. For now, let me just connect Xiragen first. Alright, so Xiragen is going to the base, the main HQ. This patch has 6 nodes, like I said. So this is 120 Xiragen, the new gas, the other new gas, and this one's being sent to HQ as well. Because the HQ usage is more than the 4 that is right next to the HQ, so it's just easier for me to send it one shot. There's more patches here, the Xiragen, but just because Yinglung needs less, I actually send this over to Yinglung and this one goes to HQ. Like I said, Xiragen goes over. Let me just cover the other connections really quick as well. There's a HQ area. Xiragen and Xiragen are coming in from here. This one is sending sewage to the test area. Test area has zircon effluent coming back. And then the last connection is acid. I decided to put it from here because I already kind of like did it before. But it's much easier now because now it's 300 meters and doesn't need to be like physically pulled. It's just straight line 300 meters. So yes, again, the incoming is Xiragen from Easy, technically through Yinglung Outpost. Xiragen from the patch next to Yinglung Outpost. Acid coming from anywhere, I decided from the south. Then you have sewage going to test area. And you have the zircon effluent coming back from test area. That's the conduit runs that need to be done. The rest, water is local. And I'm not using this at all. So Xiragen's connected. Let's lay down the actual blueprints at the main arena. Let's get this out of the way first. So for this one, north is actual compass north. I know my previous blueprints have been a little bit confusing from that, but I made sure to orient them the actual compass direction to make it easier. Let's get this out of the way first. Make sure all the outputs are zeroed out. You don't want random items going on the belts. All 0, 0, and 0. Okay, done. So get this out of the way, just at bottom right or anywhere. We're going to start from top right and go this to the left. So I'm going to pull out my blueprints again. AIC top right. It goes right in the corner, like that. AIC top. It slots in really nicely. You can see the depot bus connecting. AIC top left. Same thing, depot bus connects. AIC right. You can see like the buildings line up if it's in the right place. Excuse me. And at this point, you can drag the core into this slot here. It's kind of like putting a CPU in. And like I said, you don't want random shit going in the belt, so you should have zeroed out the outputs first. Mid. This one's a little bit tricky. This one you might actually put it in the wrong place because the belt on the left edge, it will overwrite if it's too much to the left. Just make sure that the right side connects to the right. I can see a protocol stash, the free belts going to protocol stash at the top right. So yeah, just make sure it's the right place, put it down. And then bottom right, and bottom left. There's 7 blueprints in the hub. 1 in Yinglung, 7 in the hub. Alright, just for convenience, I kind of like already gathered my conduits near here. Depending on how you run your conduits, you might have to run further, but I just wanted this video to be a little bit shorter. So my conduit runs were like pulled all the way to the base already. I'm just gonna connect them now. Oh my gosh. So like I said, Xiragen coming in from easy through Yinglung. Actually, before that, let me actually show where they go from top down first. Xiragen comes in here. You can see the control port, a lot of Xiragen here, so this is the one that where it comes in. Inner gen comes here. You can see a control port of inner gen here, so this is the one that says inner gen. Acid is already connected, but it comes in here from the right side. Acid gas goes back to Yinglung. This will be the one that sends back to Yinglung. Sewage is down here. These three. As everyone knows, like the test area has 3 pipes going in, and now with the patch, with the amount of Cuprium, you can send the full 3 pipes full, 6 per second, 360 per minute, and then you get 12 per minute zircon effluent in return. Like it's a solid, it does not fluctuate at all. So sewage goes in, the zircon effluent comes back and gets injected into the battery production area, zircon area, like this is the effluent incoming. So yeah, and the rest is water. The water is all local. Before that, let's actually put in batteries so that everything works off the bat. I hope you have a stash of batteries. Everyone should have at least 100. If not, well, just make them first, I guess. But yeah, I can't imagine people like not having 100 batteries. Second one. Before that, let's actually just put in all the vegetables first so I do not forget. I always forget the fucking vegetables. I always put in the wrong one as well. Oh, damn it. Alright. There are 3 sand leaves. Very much cut down from where it used to be. There's only 3 needed now. Because of the new Xiranite recipe, does not need sand leaf anymore. So it's just for batteries at this point. Alright, confirm they're going. There are 6 Yazhen pairs. Let's put them in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And okay, we were interrupted, but we are running the conduit. So this is a Xiragen conduit, like I said. And it goes to the conduit, which has a bunch of control ports with the Xiragen icon. Over here, you can see the control ports icons to Xiragen. It connects to this pipe, so it's obviously this one. And then inner gen connects to the one with the inner gen icon next to the conduit. Here, you can see it. Just run it to the little stub that I set up. Again, like depending on how you do your conduit runs, it might not be this close, or it might be if you want to just do what I did. This is outgoing acid gas. I don't need to worry about it for now. I just want to let's connect this one first. This is the incoming from test area effluent. It goes to the batteries. So this is battery production. Right, let me just check. Yeah, this goes into the crucibles making zircon. There's a little bit of zircon coming in already. And then the rest, like I said, is just water. This one's already connected for some reason. Oh, it's because it's outside. This was not part of blueprints. But yeah, this is 1 per second water going to 2 machines. The rest here, 1, 2, 3, and the odd one up here, 4, are 2 per second each. Because they feed 4 machines each. 4 machine, and this one feeds the batteries. 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. They are 2 per second each. And then the ones here are also water. 1, 2, 3, for 2 per second each. The one on top by itself, because it's only feeding these 2 forges, is 1 per second. So enough talking, let's actually connect them. Let's start with these. If I can find them. Oh my god. Towards the southwest. Okay, the compass. Right, yeah, here's the Cuprium. Like I said, this one's already connected. This is 1 per second. So let's start with this one, 2 per second. Let's go to the huge bank of water extractors that are already set up actually. Just to go over the number there are 9 on this close bank and 9 on the far bank, which is 1 by itself. This one's the one that's already connected. And then the rest are 2 extractors into 1 conduit, so 2 per second each. So I connected 1. This is the second one. I could connect to these, but I just wanted to be systematic. I want the ones on the close bank to all go to Cuprium, and the ones on the far bank will come to these planters. Alright, this one's already connected. You can see the water going. Second one. Third one. Here. And the fourth one that goes to the oddballs that's feeding, like I said, the batteries. I'm just trying to find it so I'm not going in the wrong direction. It's right below this AIC core. So just hit for the core. Yeah, see it. So this one feeds batteries, and it also feeds the liquid Xiranite here, but it's the liquid Xiranite doesn't draw that much at all. Alright, and now the planter water. Remember, the top one by itself that feeds these 2 forges and nothing else is 1 per second. It goes to a single extractor. I could have put those extractors on this side as well, but this is really cool vista, like 9 on the left, 9 on the right, 18 gun salute, but instead of guns it's the water extractors. So this is the one by itself. You can see it's 1 extractor connected to this conduit, 1 per second. The rest are pairs, just like the other bank. So this 2 per second, let's connect the last 4, and that will be pretty much the build. Two. Three. Four. Why does every factory game devolve into plumbing simulator? Can't wait to get out of Wuling and not ever deal with pipes again. Five. That should be the build. Let me just port so I don't need to run back. I should be able to see stuff start moving. The water is being fed here, so this is starting to produce effluent. Oh right, I did not actually set up the output. So top right, Xiranite from the core AIC. This basically feeds the liquid Xiranite that's used to make acid gas. And then top left and bottom left are Ferrium that feeds the batteries. And that really should be the build. Yeah, all this is taking a while to spin up basically. This one's the slowest because number one, we connected it last, and number two, the water takes a bit longer to propagate. So it's like you can see, this is just slowly getting there. Wait, why is it slower? Oh, I know why. It's because these need to saturate before this gets its water. It's okay. Let's just let this run for now. So one thing to note is, I apologize, this needs to be done manually. This protocol stash needs to be turned to storage. The blueprint does not save this. It's very, very important that this gets set to storage mode instead of the transfer to depot mode. I'm basically using this protocol stash as a free lane balancer. Like, it takes the output, all the zircon that's being made, like chucks it into here and then distributes it as needed. And the reason for that, I'll get to the maths in a bit. Like, I'll come back and discover the maths, but just as for now, remember to turn this to storage mode. In fact, because this will back up, and again, I'll explain why, the maths. But for now, if you've got any zircon, you can speed up the saturation process by just dumping zircon into this protocol stash. This will, if you don't have this, this will fill up over a few hours. Like, it will happen eventually, but this just speeds it up, and then the entire thing will take like 45 minutes or so at most. Alright, let's finish the build, which means the +2 per minute Pyrrolite over at Yinglung. The first thing that needs to be done is connecting the gas over to Yinglung. That means the conduit run back the other way. Again, I'm not going to do the conduit run itself, but just doing the final mile. Acid gas goes back to Yinglung. It's exact same route as the other conduits, just the opposite direction. So I'm going to just connect the final one. Let me just get there, and I'll teleport to Yinglung. I know I'm skipping quite a lot, but it's really just pointless make work. If there's any like questions or problems, just like hit me up. I'll try to help out. But anyone who's done any conduit run whatsoever, which is probably everyone who has played any previous patch, you know how it goes, and it's much easier in 1.4 now because of the extended range. All right, here's the final one. Connects to there are two input conduits. It's the one that shows a control port with the yellow, yeah, this one. So this is the correct one for acid gas. Same icon. This one is Xiragen. You can see the Xiragen icon there. Let me just teleport back from the Xiragen, save myself some time. Like I said, man, this is plumbing simulator. And again, just to avoid confusion, this one has 6, which is why I sent it over to HQ. HQ needs more. This one on the left has only 3, and the requirement here is less, which is why I'm coming here to send it over to the Yinglung Pass. Just so people aren't sending the wrong thing to the wrong place, and then, oh my gosh, my Xiragen ran out. What the hell happened? And shit just hits the fan. I mean, it's not like a crippling thing because the HQ actually has some Xiragen as well. And that absolutely can be used. It's just that I'm trying to cut down the amount of pipeline logistics in the HQ because it is riding it really, really close. This build is very, very close to the 128 cap that I discovered while doing the build actually. Alright, so conduit, here it is. Let's teleport back. And then we need to connect water as well but that's just for the Yazhen Sea to use up the rest of the Ferrium. It's not nearly as important as the other stuff. This one just makes another like 2k stock builds per hour, and its entire build is almost 150 stock builds per hour, 150k. So it's a really, really tiny, like 1 to 2% of the entire thing. But might as well. The resources are there, must I use them up? Alright. Let's port back. I'll explain the maths here as well, but let me explain the maths in the... no, actually, since we're here. Like I said, there's incoming 100 per minute Xiragen from the EZ. And this build takes 16 per minute. And the way it does that is there's two splits. Free, the third one goes onwards to HQ. This one will take 10 per minute because that's the amount of gas that's coming in. And this one is limited to 6. You can see a control pipe here is 6. The 6 is split 3 ways. 2 per minute goes into the transmuting unit that transmutes Pyrrolite gas back into solid. And the remaining 4 per minute is what makes Cuprium into Cuprium gas. This is 1/3 of a full line. The 2 per minute Pyrrolite output here is 1/3 of a full line, which is 6 per minute. And the maths just works out very, very neatly. So like I said, this entire thing uses 16. 84 goes on, and that 84 feeds the 14 solid gas transmuters over here. Let me just go over the maths really quick. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Xiragen units. 7, 8, 9, 10 4 Cuprium gas units. 11, 12 converting the Pyrrolite gas back into Pyrrolite. 13, 14 converting the Heavy Xiranite gas back into Heavy Xiranite. So 14 transmuters times 6 is 84. Exactly the amount that's coming in from the EZ leftover from after the Yinglung Outpost takes it 16 per unit. 16 plus 84 obviously is 100. So if you look at the pipes, this is the incoming Xiragen pipe. It does not connect to the output of these. It goes only into the fuel of every single solid gas transmuting unit. It does not mix at all. Some builds will mix and you can make it work, but just for the sake of neatness, this build does not, because it makes the maths really neat. And the other part of the maths being neat is, see, these two have its own pipe. These two are making 60 per minute. It feeds these two gas reactors 60 per minute. No connection, no splitting, no whatsoever. It's just 60 to 60. These two feeds this one. No, here. This one. These two feeds this one. You can see the pipe does not connect. It goes by itself across like that, and then goes in here. And these two, the pipe goes here and it connects here. So it's very, very neat. There is no cross usage of the Xiragen. So it's also easier to understand, in my opinion at least, because the Xiragen can get really, really confusing, but just separating the 6 per minute usage and then the 60 per minute usage just makes it much easier to compartmentalize / brain / whatever. So these are running at 100%. That means these lines will never back up or stutter or whatever. So let's look at our numbers now that we've hooked everything up. This will climb to 540 as the batteries start getting made. You can see here output is 15. Pyrrolite part has gone up to 14. It was 12 for a minute, and then we hooked up the outpost. It went up to 14. This one has been consistently 24 for a while. Alright, one thing I probably should have done with blueprints, but it's okay. It's very easy to do manually, is to turn off the components. They are here if components are needed in a hurry, because now everything just uses Pyrrolite components. We don't need the previous ones anymore. But the default state really should be these are off, so that the trade goods can be traded with the outposts. And then if you need components, you can turn these on. Or turn one on, just leave half of it on. Anything works, really. So, alright, this is pretty much stabilized as well. This will stabilize at 120 because 75 is being used for batteries, and then 45 are being used for why is the, let me just check over at the outpost. I think I might not have connected something properly. Oh, I know what I forgot. I forgot to put the fucking vegetable in the planter. It's making Yazhen see, but there's no Yazhen in the planter. Amazing, man. Best player 2025, 2026. Where's the Yazhen? There we are. Alright, so this should start moving. 45 per minute being used here. We'll probably have to wait a little bit more for this to saturate so I can talk about the numbers. I guess we can already talk about them. Like, this will shoot above 120 once the Yazhen C starts being made. This is currently above 360. It needs to fall below for this to be considered stable, obviously. The Cuprium ore will, the yield will climb as the thing saturates and like the buffers start emptying out. But like I said, we can see that our trade good production is the expected numbers. This is 15, this is 24, this is 14. This is technically 14.75 because the DOP meta transfer is 25 per minute, not 30 per minute. We would need 30 per minute for it to be a full half line, but that's just a little bit of deficit. And like this is all from 1.2. Like every hour, this will dip a little bit and then go to up to 15 when the next meta transfer over arrives. Right, you can see this shot above 120 for now. So the Xiranite will drop, and I will explain why it drops. This is the other confusing part of maths in this build, and probably every other build as well, but I'll just cover it here anyway. Every other 1.4 build. So like I said, it's 2.5 battery lines, making 15 per minute. Each line makes 6 per minute, so 2.5 is 15 per minute. And if you look at the recipe, each battery is 5 zircon. So 15 per minute battery is 75 per minute zircon needed, because 15 times 5 is 75. Duh. If you look at this, it's 4 reactors taking 120 per minute Xiranite. Each Xiranite is 1.25 zircon. The reason for that is it's 1-to-1 conversion via zircon effluent. Each Xiranite is 1 zircon effluent, not zircon. Each zircon effluent is half a zircon because the recipe is 2-to-1. This thing, 2 effluent becomes 1 zircon. Anyway, these 120 per minute Xiranite would make 150 zircon effluent because there is 120 direct and then 120 inert, which goes to a purifying unit and makes another 30 per minute zircon effluent. So it's kind of like a 25% bonus. So this becomes 150 per minute zircon effluent, which would make the 75 per minute zircon divided by 2. 150 divided by 2 is 75. And the Xiranite saving kicks in because this is not the entire thing. Like there is an injection of 12 per minute extra zircon here, zircon effluent here. If you think of it another way, like I said, this thing is drawing 75 per minute, and this is acting as my balancer. Like it gathers up all the output and then like distributes it wherever it needs to go. And if you work backwards, that would mean this thing needs to make 150 zircon effluent. Since we are getting 12 per minute already, there's a remainder of 138 per minute zircon effluent that needs to be made. 12 per minute is taken care of by the purification node. So if we do the maths backwards, 138 that needs to be made here divided by 1.25 is, let's see, 110.4 Xiranite that will be used to make the 138 needed. And because of that, it's not backed up yet. Like I said, if you didn't put the zircon in here, it would take a few hours, but I already like kind of jump started the process. You can see like stuff is going to start backing up here, because you can see the lines are backing up now. And once this backs up, the effluent will start backing up as well. And when that happens, the effluent backs up here to 100, and then the liquid Xiranite backs up to 50, the liquid Xiranite backs up to 50. And when that happens, it finally all saturates. Then you'll see these two belts, any of these 4 belts, like start to stutter and not like go all the time. Like they'll jam for a while and then go again. And the amount of savings here would be about 10 per minute. It's a little bit fuzzy because of the way Enfield's logistics works, especially when you go offline, but it will drop this number to below 360. I have tested this twice now, and I left it running for a day. Like, it works. You just have to be patient for the saturation to happen. And just to kind of like go backwards along the line, the reason that it actually works is because there's this buffer, the protocol stash. It goes in and comes out here. So whenever this backs up, like the protocol stash will have a few units of zircon and get sent to the depot. This should be sending to the depot. It's only this one that you do not want to be sending to the depot. It should be in storage mode so that this thing sticks here and starts backing up. You want it to back up. And again, the reason it backs up is because some extra is being injected back from the purification node. It's basically how we're saving Xiranite and dropping it below the number threshold. Other than that, I've gone over the Xiragen mats already. The other thing that can be saved is the fact that we don't need a full 30 per minute acid gas. My build needs 12 per minute because I'm using 2 dispersers with acid gas. If you had all 3 of the pyro within one acid field, you only need 6 per minute, but because I have the other 2 per minute going at Yinglung, I need the second gas disperser at Yinglung. TLDR, I need 12 per minute, so if I'm making 30 per minute, it's a waste. So the way that I throttle it is, I'm only sending 3 per minute liquid Xiranite here. It needs 6 per minute, but if you send less, it doesn't stick at 3 per minute and you don't get anything. It actually like cycles between 6 per minute and nothing. You see, it like goes on and off, and the cycle time is exactly 50%. So instead of making 30 per minute, I'm making 15 per minute, which is enough because, like I said, I'm only using 12 per minute. So 15 per minute satisfies that. Just to run over the mechanics of how it is sending only 3 per minute. So this is a control port that is limited to 6. After limiting to 6, I divide it by 2. Half goes into this, half goes back into the depot. So this is only getting 3 per minute. I save 3 per minute by the rest going to the depot. And the 3 per minute liquid Xiranite, like I said, it gets supplied to this every 20 seconds. It gets 1, and then yeah, like I said, it's on half the time. So that's how I bring the numbers down to below 360. Let's go back to the outpost. Let's just go over the last bit of mats. Jesus, it's been 38 minutes this video. I was supposed to like finish by 30-minute mark. I just talk too much, but I guess it's good to talk about the mats in the video itself. I'll have the mats in the description as well, along with the blueprints, obviously. I may have covered this at the start of the video, I cannot remember, I'm getting old. But this control port limits to 6 per minute. It's divided by 3. 2 of that, 2 per minute goes in here, and that cycles this every 1/3 of the time. This will be on, and then off for 20 seconds, on for 10 seconds. In the 10 seconds, it converts 5 of this. Then it's off for 20 seconds again. The remainder 4 goes into this. So every 30 seconds, it will be on for 20 seconds, making 10 Cuprium gas, which is 2/3 of what's needed for this thing. It converts to 1/3 of the full line, and the full line is 6 per minute. 1/3 is 2 per minute, which is why we arrive with 14. Like I said, 12 is being made at the hub. This extra 2 per minute bonus is being made at Yinglung Outpost. The Siren is just going nuts. This should drop to 2.25 eventually after the buffer of Ferrium ore is used up. But now it's just going nuts. The rest is 24 as expected, 15 is expected. I'm not going to leave the video running until the Xiranite drops below. You just have to take my word for it that it will do that once it saturates. It might take an hour or so, or if you don't fill up the stash with zircon, it will take a few hours, but it will happen. And if the Xiranite runs out in the meantime, that's not a big problem as well. You just like underfeed everything until it saturates. So no worries about it. But yeah, that's the build. there's any problems, just let me know. I'll try to help. Let me just go over the conduit runs again, just to be absolutely sure. Incoming to Yinglung is Energen from here, water from here, it's right next door. And then the Xiragen coming from easy, the Xiragen coming from easy just gathers up all 5 vents, including the ones from the unlockable areas. 5 vents is 100 per minute, it goes to Yinglung. Yinglung takes 16 per minute, the remainder 84 per minute goes over to the AIC. I mean the core, the hub in Wuling. The other things that need to be sent are Energen, sorry, I just talked about Xiragen. So Energen, the big patch with 6 of them, gets sent to the hub. And then we need acid. So checklist: Xiragen from easy, Energen from Yinglung, acid from wherever. 3 lines of sewage goes to test area, the what do you call that, purification node, and then the zircon effluent from purification node comes back, and the rest is all local. Water is local. So that's the pipe runs that need to be done. So yeah, that's the build. It's stable, and we will see this drop below 360. Okay, this has dropped to the nominal 2.25 as expected. Versus 24, 15, 14. Technically, yeah. I always list the batteries first. So 15, 24, 14. That's it.